go for a walk? You guys ready for your walk? Yay! Let's go for a walk! What's up, guys? I'm on one of my favorite hikes right now with the dogs. There they are, yep. Okay, cool. And I figured it'd be the perfect place to talk to you guys about burnout because this was one of my favorite places to go and I did not go at all during wedding season and I was completely busy and overwhelmed and I definitely burned out a little. So I'm gonna talk to you guys about what my therapist told me I should do to not burn out next year. So I thought this would be a good place to sit down and chat with you all because I'm not entirely sure that I experience burnout in the same way that other people experience burnout. Like, I'm not actually sure of the true definition of it, so I figured I would just walk you guys through kind of like my year and how I experienced my version of burnout, what that was like for me, and why that happened pretty much. So to start, I'll just give you a little context behind it. I photographed about 40 weddings this year. It might be 39, but I think it's 40. So it was a lot of weddings. I had really unhealthy work habits. I would work pretty much 24/7, like all day, whole week. I just literally would wake up, edit until I fall asleep. For some reason, I could do it all day, every day. I mean, it was great for my productivity. All my clients got their photos back within 3 weeks, which was like my goal. I really liked that turnaround time, but like for myself, pretty much I would be like, I've worked for like a month straight with literally no breaks and I'm exhausted, and then it would just get to like a breaking point or I'd just be like, I'm overwhelmed, like I can't do this, blah blah blah. Have a day off, go out and hike and like stuff like that, like maybe take 2 days off if I was really feeling crazy, like a whole weekend. Wow. I mean, there's not really any slacking when you're a wedding photographer. Like when your job is rooted as like the best day of someone's life potentially, then like you can't have bad days pretty much. And like I think that you can, I think you should, and there's a healthy way to do it, which is what I'll get to. But like in my opinion, I just felt so much pressure from myself to be on all the time. I knew that like the work that I was doing was so important to people and I loved that. I just didn't realize how like exhausting it would be, how much I pushed myself and how like emotionally invested I was. But I pretty much like worked myself to the ground. And during the season, my stepmom actually passed away. It was during that like 3-week break that I took. Pretty much at that point, like I just wanted to quit. I wanted to quit every single wedding I had for the rest of the year. I just wasn't feeling up for it. Like I knew that being so emotionally invested in something when I just like was so dead inside couldn't be feasible for me. Eventually, I didn't obviously quit every single wedding that I booked. I was there for people, and I think that helped me like get out of bed in the morning, give myself some kind of like routine, which was good for me at the time, but it also just felt like a lot. So it was all around like a really hard year. And by the end of the year, I remember like my last wedding, I would just stare at my computer screen for hours. I just couldn't do it. I looked at it and like nothing, I couldn't force myself to do anything. Hey beauty. I was like, okay, the wedding's right here, the work is right here, I know what I need to do, I've done this a million times. But I just looked at the computer and I just like sat there for hours at a time just staring at it. And that was when I realized like maybe this is what burnout is. Maybe I did it, maybe I burned myself out. The like lack of schedule for me was really detrimental, and I was going to therapy for grief at the time, but I couldn't even like access my grief because I didn't give myself any time. I didn't give myself any space to like just be myself, be alone with my thoughts or anything like that. So my therapist is actually the one who helped me like come up with all these tips, and it's been really helpful for me, and I feel like it could be helpful for other people too. I don't even really think this is a hike, it's more like a stroll. I'm just really out of shape. I love this spot. Yes, I do. Okay, so step number 1 in making your schedule is figuring out when you're most productive and then making those your work hours. You don't have to work 9 to 5. It's okay. I don't know why I felt so much pressure to work 9 to 5, or at least like those normal hours. I'm most productive in the morning, so like my hours will probably be like 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. and then after that I'm tired and I don't want to do anymore. Like I don't know why 2 p.m. hits and I'm like literally out of commission, but it does. And so working past those hours really aren't helpful for me. Even if I'm pushing myself at those other hours that I'm not productive, it's gonna be less helpful for me because I won't feel refreshed the next day and I'll get less done than I would have if I had just given myself a break. I hate when I really have to pee when I'm hiking, because the part of me is like, I'm in the outdoors, I could pee outside, like I'm down with it, I hike, I camp, whatever. And then part of me realizes that that's probably disgusting and there's other people that hike here. Okay, now that you have found the hours that are most productive for you, it's time to schedule breaks so that even though you're most productive, you don't actually have to work for like however many hours at a time. I'm pretty sure it's impossible and it's not gonna help you out to try. So having scheduled breaks really helps. Like, I think all throughout our lives, we've kind of had a schedule like from school, college, etc., work, if you had a full-time job, and then we just kind of have our own business and we stop having that and we're like, oh my God, freedom to do whatever I want, whenever. That for me was work all the time and that didn't help. Sorry, there's a jogger and I feel really awkward doing this in public. So yeah, but anyways, scheduling breaks really helps. And I think that it's important to schedule breaks that like completely remove you from your workspace. Like whether that's take a walk, whether that's like go into a different room to have lunch or like whatever it is. But like when you stay in your work environment, I feel like you can't really relax because you're like, shoot, I'm right in front of my computer and so much needs to get done and I need to do it and I can't take a break today, blah, 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 blah. But it doesn't really help you. So I like to take the dogs for a walk. So like getting outside really helps me just be refreshed and then come back and like be ready to tackle the day. I feel like having these breaks and having this schedule have really helped me not be overwhelmed and not like feel like I need to work all the time. I don't know if so many people find it so hard to stop working. I think it's pretty common when you have your own business and you care so much about it, and also you have a job where people care so much about too. Like, it's easy to let yourself just work forever and feel like you need to, but number one tip I have is to stop working. Have a set time at the end of the day. You put everything away. I don't care if you like meant to send that email and didn't, meant to post on Instagram and didn't, like you're done working. Because at the end of the day, like as much as we care about our jobs, it's still a job and our job exists so that we can do other things that we want to do. Okay, if you're finding yourself overwhelmed by your work and you feel like you're not getting enough done and you've taken the breaks and stuff like that and you're like, shoot, well, I'm taking these breaks and I'm working good hours but I'm not getting enough done and I'm getting behind on editing and whatever you need to do, it's time to outsource. Like, you should be able to work a normal life hours. Wait, that didn't make sense. You should be able to work normal hours and still have your life and not be getting behind. If you need to outsource your editing, do it. There's no shame. If you need to outsource your like media and stuff like that, your social media, then do it. If you need to outsource your emailing, then do it. And if you're not in a position where you can, then I think that you should try to take on less in the future, reassess. Like, that's what I'm doing for this year pretty much, is I know I was way overwhelmed last year, and so this year I'm taking like 15 less weddings than I did last year to try and give myself a break, normal hours, all that kind of stuff. Make sure that you're reassessing, and if you're feeling overwhelmed, do it differently next time. I mean, that sounds pretty obvious, but I feel like I get caught up in like a set number of weddings I want to take because I don't want to be overwhelmed, and then these inquiries come in from these people that I really like and it's extra income and I like have a really hard time saying no. But say no, practice saying no, like learn how to say no, love how to say no. So yeah, do that. Good luck this year, everyone. I hope that you guys all have a stress-free year. I hope that this makes it a little bit easier for you to stick to a schedule, not feel super overwhelmed, not get burned out this year. Praying for everyone. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions about any tips. Let me know if these work for you, all that kind of stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.